My grandfather was born on a farm, western Kansas, the family farm. We've had it on 6th generation. And he was, well, an only child in a sense. Before he was born, he had 4 siblings. And in a 4-day span, there was an epidemic, and in a 4-day span, all 4 of them died. Ages under 1 to a little bit over 7 years old. Boom, 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 boom. They died. Can you imagine, as a parent, burying your 4 children like that? Well, the last time I went back, we went out to the cemetery like we normally do and talking about our various ancestors, and somebody had taken the gravestones from these 4 little children. That was very, very upsetting. My brothers and I went to the place where they make the gravestones, and we're having some more made, and we feel good about that. But it got me thinking, as angry as I got, it got me thinking, how would I feel if somebody came in here with a bulldozer, came in here with a backhoe, right where we know they're buried, and started just going and said, leave us alone, it's too late for us to approach this in a way that has any degree of sensitivity whatsoever, because we've got 18 miles of track already laid, and you can't get in our way now. They should have the integrity to start where the problems are, deal with them in a responsible way, and then move to where it's going to be easier.
If this were, and I'm just going to share this, if this were a 20th century cemetery with headstone markers above ground, I'm sure we wouldn't be plotting a course through someone's gravesite and telling them that the rail's coming through. It's 10 yards this side of you. I think we would mitigate this before we started disturbing these sites. So I just wanted to share that I am troubled that Phase 4 has been put at the end of the line, and I don't want to placate that.
I've talked too long, but let me just share with you, I also resent the hell out of the fact that they are going full speed ahead right now, just got approval to spend another almost $200 million between now and when we think this lawsuit's going to be decided. I'm quite confident we're going to win this lawsuit. And if we do, they have to tear down what they're building right now. There is another state lawsuit in the works that I think they have a good chance, the plaintiffs on that, of prevailing. If so, the city's going to have to tear down what they're building right now. Right now, Governor Cayetano has a double-digit lead. If he is elected mayor, they're going to have to tear down everything that they're building right now. I don't think they're going to get their $1.55 billion. Dan Inouye said, yeah, he's trying, but he's emphasized that he can't guarantee that. This is an election year. The deficit is a hot-button issue. There are a lot of places fighting for a limited amount of New Start's money. And anybody who looks at Hawaii, whether they're looking at the lawsuit or they're looking at Governor Cayetano's race, they're going to say, we're going to give $1.5 billion to a city that's going to end up tearing down everything that they're building. In order for the city not to tear this down, they've got to win a lawsuit that I'm personally convinced they're going to lose. They've got to win another lawsuit that I know less about. They've got to have somebody other than Governor Cayetano be elected mayor, and they've got to get that federal money. It's like a trifecta. It's like they've got to hit the slots, if you will, win that. And they're out there spending hundreds of millions of dollars that could otherwise be used to be solving problems like traffic congestion. This is not about traffic congestion. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes people say, well, why haven't you tried to get a preliminary injunction? One of the conditions to getting a preliminary injunction, a quick injunction, make them stop building right now, is that we have to show that there would be irreparable harm. Wasting hundreds of millions of dollars, believe it or not, is not irreparable harm under the law. So the city, thinking that they were really very clever about this, they've stipulated, they've said, look, if we lose this lawsuit, we'll just tear everything down. Okay, well, that's what they've said, so we can't go in and establish irreparable harm, so they're going to waste hundreds of millions of dollars that could be used for things that goodness knows we need, And they're out here just trying to get to a point beyond which no judge is going to say no. But because all 9 federal court judges in Hawaii have recused themselves, they've got too much of an interest, they're too much against rail themselves to be objective. They step aside. We've got a judge, a very good judge from San Francisco, who's not even going to see what's been built. He's just looking at whether they violated the law in the last few years, like I'm convinced they did, and he's going to make them stop, and they're going to have to tear it down, and we're all going to be paying for that. To me, it's easy. Let's fix the problem.
Absolutely.
Let's push out of the way this non-solution, and let's start listening to gentlemen like we're talking to tonight, and let's say to Parsons, Brinkerhoff, let's do a real alternatives analysis. Let's really take a hard look at everything, not just elevated heavy rail like you did this time. Let's do it right and solve the problem. Thank you. Let's do it right and solve the problem. Thank you.
That was a great way to end it, and this is the beginning of very few minutes of open mic for you.